Hi everyone, Mitch here, and welcome to day 2 of my stupid vlog, where I talk about everything in particular and nothing in general, and the audio quality continues to worsen, or better, not sure. You'll probably hear a noticeable drop once I get on the highway. I'm not there yet. But before that, or maybe during it, we'll see, I wanted to, honestly, I have no idea what I'm talking about here. Just bear with me, or don't. You feel free to skip around. My watch time ratings are shot to hell anyway. Who even cares? But no, life, it's a thing. Probably exists, definitely, maybe. Man, okay, I don't know though, like, just, this is hard, because vlogs, I guess you're supposed to talk about personal stuff, like, because you can either talk about things that would be better off as a video essay with, like, actual structure, or you can talk about your own life, and if you're talking about your own life, it's better to, like, you know, tape some of your life, but it's also better to have audio quality and editing, and I don't have either of those, so I obviously don't know what's up, and I'm bad at this, so I'm not gonna take the good advice. But no, the thing, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for me talking about my personal life because I think it's either like too boring or too personal for people to relate to, or like everything that's my experience is either I'm saying it to make me look good, or I'm saying it because I hate myself, or it's a joke and I'm saying it to make myself look good. Like that's pretty much. It's just sad, and I don't. Okay, I should probably actually get into this. It's been like 2 minutes and 30-something seconds into the video, and I haven't even got to the point yet. That's okay. So how even does a social structure work? Like any society or sub-society. I want to like a subculture. How does that work? Like, because okay, I go to a small private high school at the ends of the earth in Alaska. It's supposed to be hard. I don't know. There's a lot of things that could be said about it from outside, and I've heard many of them, but I can't really. Being on the inside is a lot different from being on the outside, and I can't really speak to how true any of those things are because of that. Oh, sorry, the sun was just back there. I just checked my phone real quick, and saw that the sun was like right back there. Sorry, but no, because like I've never actually been to public middle or high school. I've gone to this school I'm at now since I was in 7th grade, and so when people who have been to public school or who have only been to public school ask about like who are the cool kids, who are the uncool kids, who's like how does there's no way for me to compare it, because over here, like, people who are smart and like good at interacting with people are elevated, and just people who basically the way to be hated isn't to be like filthy rich and or like mean. It's to I don't know, from what I've seen and like experienced in myself within like a societal context, the guy people hate is the guy who has somewhat like unusual or like unclean habits or something, and who doesn't, and especially though who doesn't communicate very well, or like whenever he talks, it's kind of like, why are you saying that? Why are you saying that to me? And what does it mean? And why should I care? And why? And do you really think that that's the way in which that should be said, or that thing needs to be said? Or, bro, everybody already knows that. How can you not know that? How can you not realize that everybody already knows that? Or just, like, and it's not so much the unclean. I don't really want to get into that kind of stuff, but it's just the way, this way of communicating. And I don't want to name any names or anything, although I suppose it's kind of obvious that I'm describing one specific person, but there's just something about the way that this one specific person interacts with everyone around him that I can see why he's hated. And I am kind of a part of that. And it would be better if we didn't hate him. And it's bad that we do, and we should be better, but also at the same time, like, that's kind of what he's doing to us, and like, he doesn't even know it, but he's just making himself so hateable. But that's kind of not what I wanted to talk about either. I don't like saying bad things about people in general. Like specifically, if something needs to be said, or like, now I'm just trying to make myself look good, but like, if you're going to talk badly about someone, you should probably have a reason to do so. Like, you're illustrating a point, or you're asking them to be better or something. And in the interest of not losing the point I'm trying to illustrate, I'm just gonna stop trying to illustrate it and stop talking about this person. So let me instead talk to you about fractals. Okay, so if there used to be a YouTube channel, I'm not sure if there is, Fractal Zoom. So what they do is they have, like, it's a completely computer generated math image, but they like zoom through these extrapolations of fractals that are like given color and stuff, and it's super beautiful and mind-bending to see all the colors of the fractal, and how it kind of inverts itself and turns inside out and becomes the same thing again on a different scale and stuff. They're just so. But what actually is a fractal is the thing that a lot of people ask when I tell them about how wonderful fractals there are. They're like, but what even is a fractal? I don't know what you're saying. So a fractal is a seemingly complex shape formed from a simple repeating rule. So I'm thinking of a bunch of examples. A big one that you see, you don't really see it a ton, but it's out there, and it's like pretty, like, you'll once you see it, you'll go like, oh yeah, I've seen that. Is the Sierpinski triangle. So if you've played Zelda games, it's the Triforce. It's basically the Triforce logo, where it's like the three stacked triangles like that. And there's an upside down cutout triangle in the middle of the big black triangle. And what the Sierpinski triangle fractal is basically each of those three smaller black triangles that are formed from the tips, those have an upside down white triangle cut out of them, and then all the tips of those, and that forms like 9 smaller triangles, and so you just keep putting smaller and smaller upside down white triangles in the black spaces, and so you get this effect where the tips of the tips of your big triangle, I'm at a stoplight by the way, that's why you can use both hands. The tips of your big triangle are like dark, and then they get kind of grayscale-y out, and then like at the middle of the triangle, it's white, because of course you started with a big white triangle on the outside. And it's just this cool effect, like, it's a nice triangle. It's pretty cool. And it's caused by fractals. Oh, no, I mean, it is a fractal, sorry. See there, I was just trying to sound like a cool YouTube, like Vsauce or something. Or like, I don't know. I don't watch much Vsauce, honestly. Is Vsauce, I know he's still around. Is he okay? But anyway, I'm on the highway now, so the audio is probably getting a lot worse. So just turn your speakers down a few notches if you can bear it. Thanks. I'll keep yelling. That'll work. Some snow just fell off my car. It's the ends of the earth. We have snow. I mean, it's not the ends of the earth. It's like the beginning of the ends of the earth. It's fun. I like living in Alaska. I never want to leave. And that's, I guess, what I wanted to... No, that's not what I want to talk about either. Let's see. So today, though, I've just been kind of living. My life has been continuing to flow on. It has flown on in me living, I guess. But I don't feel alive. I feel like mostly dead. I'm not... I don't know if you could call this depression. I don't want to call it depression because that would mean that I have to get medicated or something, and I don't want to be one of those depression victims or whatever, but I do feel kind of depressed. I feel like I am actively sabotaging my own life, and even though I know that, I continue to do it. Like, if I have money, instead of saving it so I can, buy gas for the car, or pay insurance, or taxes are coming up, I'll just spend it on candy and soda. It's like, it feels so bad, but at the same time, I really want that candy and soda, and like, I have the money. I figure, if I don't have the money, I just won't get it, and I'll find some way to pay all my debts later, and I'll continue living. I'll just, kind of carry on, keep being, this creature who weighs himself down to rock bottom for just to be there, just like, despite, and I don't know, the last few days at school have been actually pretty good because I reconciled with someone. I didn't really want to talk about this, but I recently reconciled with someone whom I offended. Anyway, I apologized. We're chill now. It's cool. And I feel even worse about what I did to offend them, because they're a good person, and I think they genuinely like me. They genuinely like me. they genuinely like me as a person, and like, they look up to me in some respects, and to think that I would just kind of tear into the fragile mind of someone who feels that way about me. Like, how could I do that? And of course, it was easy and I didn't know what I was doing, but that, you know, that doesn't make it any less bad. So I know I'm being very vague and I'm not giving any specifics, and you're just gonna have to live with that, because I'm not comfortable giving specifics about this yet, but it's good. We'll see. And just like kind of coming back to the people whom I live and work with and call friends, and being like, these people don't hate me. These people think I'm cool. If I fall, these people would be willing to pick me up or catch me or whatever. These people care. Do I care about them? I don't know if I care about them. I hope I care about them. But like, do I? Do I care about them? Maybe. Probably not as much as they care about me, though, and that makes me sad, because they're trying to make me happy because they look up to me. I can see why they look up to me. I just don't look up to myself for those same reasons, because the things that are good about me, I take for granted, and the things that are bad about me, I take personally. The things that are, I don't know. Finally, a segue into something less personal and hard to talk about. You ever feel like that you take it's the good things that you take for granted, and the bad things you don't? Okay. Finally, a relatable moment in a vlog that I can actually give specifics on. So, I'm gonna put my sunglasses on because it's really sunny out today. You don't get sunglasses. See ya, losers. No, but, those are nice and cold. That's perfect. That's amazing. Okay. Just the heat to go to my feet instead. My head is warm now. But no, relatable moment. So, like 2 weeks ago, I drove into school and I was like 15 minutes early. I was feeling so down, though. I felt like my life, I was standing at the edge of a precipice, like a cliff, like a pointy one, you know, like Pride Rock, but there's like a giant ocean river thing below, or like it's off the edge of the world, and like it's just extending like a conveyor belt as I run forward off the edge of it. Like, I'm trying to do a suicide, and it's just like catching me every single step. Like, I can't get anywhere, and it's a good thing, but it's also super annoying. And I just felt like I wanted to stop running, but I also knew that I needed to hit the ground, but the ground wouldn't let me hit it. And so I was feeling like that. I'd been feeling like that for months. And so I've been watching, recently caught up with, actually, Case Closed / Detective Conan, the anime. The anime started in 1996, is still going to the present day. It's got like 990 something episodes we're on now. So the storyline is basically, there's this 17-year-old whiz detective. He's like insanely smart, like very able to solve tough mystery. He's like, he's a genius. He's so observant and able to, like, I don't know. So anyway, he's this he's this detective, this high school detective, and he gets turned into a kid by being forced to take a poison by a crime organization, but they don't know that he's still alive. They think that the poison they gave killed him because it killed all the rats or whatever they were testing. So, like, he's stuck as a kid. He's stuck as, like, the kid version of himself, but he still has all of his memories and intellect from his older self. And so now he's got to, like, figure out who exactly this evil organization is and, like, take them down, and also solve all the random cases that come up without them realizing that he's still alive. So there's, of course, a bunch of silly hijinks ensue almost immediately. There's a lot of filler episodes, and they all follow basically the same format. So you got 3 suspects. It's almost always a murder mystery. You've got 3 suspects who all have alibis that hinge on like things that it varies, but it's always, they all look like they have airtight alibis, and they all say they didn't do it, and they all, like, they seem to, like, each conspicuously have a connection with the victim. So they make it hard to figure out who it is, but they drop little clues, and the idea is the main character who is the one who, like, figures all this out, but he can't exactly just figure this out. He can't just, like, share his deductions with the world. So what he does is, there's this dumb detective he hangs out, there's this dumb adult detective he hangs out with, and so whenever he figures out what the case is, he just, like, shoots the guy a sleeping dart and uses a voice changer to make it seem like the adult detective is like completing the case. And anyway, so, like, I saw this one episode. It was an OVA, actually. OVA. I don't know what those stand for. I should probably look up what OVA stands for. But what happens is he gets a prototype antidote, and he wakes up, and 10 years have passed, and so now he's grown up to being 17 again as the kid version of himself who has a different identity. And so, like, he can never get back to his real self, but his girlfriend is, like, still waiting for him, and it's so like waiting for him to come back or whatever, and it's so sad and so emotional. So anyway, this one day I pull up to school. I'm 15 minutes early, and I know the Wi-Fi password for the school. Shh, don't tell them I said that. But so I watch the first, like, 12 minutes of this OVA on YouTube, and it's just so, and that, I'm like, oh, that's so brutal. This guy, he can never get his old life back. It's so sad. And so I go to school, and I walk in the door, and I see someone I know. And it's like, I know you. You're the right age. I'm the right age. We know who each other are. This is so cool. So I was basically nostalgic for the present moment, and it was a really fun experience throughout the day. It was such a, like, a fresh take, like a new, like a breath of fresh air, you know? Just kind of, it made me feel grateful to be alive and everything, and be who I was with my friends. And then I got back in the car and watched the rest of it after school, and turns out the whole thing was a dream! Nah! Sorry. It was a dream. he didn't actually he didn't actually age those 10 years back again because the antidote didn't work. He just had a bad reaction to it because he had a fever instead of a cold, and he had a bad dream, and it was a super realistic dream, and he even like pinched himself inside the dream to make sure it wasn't a dream, but it was. And it wasn't a dream, but it was. So I don't know, that felt like kind of a letdown afterwards, but it was really poignant and it really helped my day out, and I'm super glad that I watched it. So yeah, that's all for today, folks. Thank you. I'll see you later. Goodbye.